guys, Matthew Lippert back here with another video. I've got this 1999 Ford Ranger. I've been battling this little for a while, this high idle. I've replaced a couple things, it's gotten better, but I think I've narrowed this thing down to a slightly leaking brake booster. I'll show you a couple things here going on, and what led me to that belief. And but do me a favor, go ahead and click that like button, hit that subscribe button if you will, and that bell icon. That way every time I post a new video you'll be notified, and you can check these videos out. And if you know anybody with a 1999 Ford Ranger around that area, go ahead and share this video with them. It can help them. And if you happen to be a mechanic and you have some things you want to add to this, feel free to put that in the comment section below. And let me turn this around and we'll get started. Here's this 99 Ford Ranger. I've done a few videos on this thing, but I'm going to do this brake booster, and let me show you why I think this is it. I know a vacuum leak can cause a high idle, and but I don't know if you can hear this, but listen to this. Oh, maybe it has to be on. I don't know if you can hear this. Let me see. But you hear that gasp of air? It shouldn't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this brake booster, and let's go ahead and get started. Here's a new brake booster, and it's going to come over here, driver's side. Right here is the old one. So I'm going to start by, I'm going to remove this, that plug, the vacuum line. There's a switch right here. I'm going to remove that just to, actually I shouldn't have to do that. I have to take off these two nuts right here. One there, and that will remove the master cylinder. And let me find out what size those are, and I'll be right back. These two are 14 millimeter, and I'm going to go ahead and use a wrench to get those off. It's possible to use a socket, but you got these so many things in the way. I'm just going to go ahead and use a wrench and then spin those off. Okay, I got these two nuts off. I just pulled this thing back. I didn't unhook any of the brake lines. I want to try to avoid having to bleed the brakes if I can. This thing here just pulls out like that. Kind of set it aside, and then the rest of it, there's 4 bolts that hold this thing in there, and it's these 4 bolts here. I've got to get up underneath the dash to get those out. That's going to be a lot of fun, but I'll see if I can get some videos from up underneath the dash. Alright, I'm up underneath the dash. I've got, let me see, here's the brake. I'm going to have to pull this thing down out of here somehow. Yeah, I'm going to have to pull this thing down. There's 4 bolts. There's 2, and there's 2 more over here. They look like probably a 13, a little bit smaller. I'll find out what size I need. I'll get me a socket and get in here. Obviously, I won't be able to record this while I'm taking them out. There's just no room. And then also, there's where that shaft comes in. I have to figure out how to get that off. There's a piston here where the shaft comes in. I got to figure out what kind of a connection that has and figure out how to take that off. And I'll give you some insight into that in a little bit. Okay, this is a little key that came out of there, the little keeper. There's a pin attached to the top of the brake pedal. It goes through this hole right here, and this is the keeper that was on there. Very difficult to get off just because there's not much room. I was able to stick a screwdriver up into the hole of it right there and pop it out. Not an easy task, but I got it. The 4 nuts up there are 13 millimeter. So I'm going to go ahead and get up there with a socket and get those 4 nuts off, and then we'll pull that brake booster out. Okay, I got those 4 bolts off. Fortunately, I had enough air left in my air compressor to use my little air ratchet, because I just could not. They're self-locking nuts, so you have to take them all the way out, and there's just no room in there. I got them all off. I had to actually pop this pretty hard to break it loose. Now I just have to wiggle it around to get it out. And I need both hands for that, so I can't video that. I wish I could record that whole thing bringing it out, but I'm going to bring that out, and then we'll compare it next to the new one, and we'll work on putting it back together. So here's the 2 brake boosters side by side, setting out on the driveway, and they sure look the same. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it back in. Here's the hole it goes to. Just got to line it up where that vacuum line is, right up here in the top like it was before. And then we'll get everything shoved back in there, and then we should be good to go. Hopefully that'll solve all of my problems. Yeah, look at that. And there's that little boot. Let me go ahead and take that rubber boot off of there. That's that rubber boot right here. That rubber boot was old and decrepit. That's the difference. And it's not right there. So anyway, now we're back to normal. And I'll get that thing shoved back in there. Make sure that that rubber boot comes out before you stick the new one back in there. There is also a little plastic bushing here. This goes over top of the pan that goes through here. Just slides through there. Take that slop off. It came out of there. Make sure you put it back in there. If you don't, you're going to have a little bit of slop there. So make sure you get that thing back up in there. It's not going to be easy, but you know, it's worth the extra effort to make sure that gets put in there. Okay, got it all back together. Got the vacuum line in, got these 2 bolts here in. Everything's tight. Now let's go back inside and see if we get any kind of a leak inside. There we go. We don't have that big gush of air no more. So that should solve a lot of that problem. We'll see as time goes on. And but that definitely solved that problem. Okay guys, I hope that video helped you. That little Ranger, she's all back together and running. I hope that video helped you. Leave me a comment in the comment section if you would. Let me know if you have any suggestions, any ideas, any other videos that I can do. And do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, share this video, hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified every time I post a new video, upload new content, and you'll be up to date with what I'm doing, and we can build this channel and make this thing grow. Look forward to seeing you next time, and I'm glad you tuned in. Have a great day.